So I have just a few quick thoughts just regarding how media became as we know it today. Just kind of another film or media type discussion. But I think it's just very interesting the way that the show I Love Lucy revolutionized the way films as well as television shows are handled today. Obviously back in 1951, before the show came around, or at the time of this show rather, there was a very definite separation between television shows as well as films. So I know a lot of this had to do with the rivalry between television actually keeping audiences home watching shows rather than going out to the movie houses paying to see a movie. So I don't know if there was any type of resentment in there or not, but there was definitely a very definite separation. Films were typically produced in California, whereas television shows were produced in New York, and those were handled more in a very theater type environment. Everything was filmed live. The broadcasting and everything was just handled very differently. And a lot of this had to do with just the tradition of the theater just being very big in New York. And obviously, so they were just going with what they knew. Obviously, film, you have time to rehearse. You don't have to film live in front of an audience. And obviously, you're not emitting some sort of a live broadcast. Sorry, you're not emitting some sort of a live broadcast signal. So definitely very interesting, but a lot of the changes actually came about due to Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz just refusing to move to New York to film their show. They wanted to remain in California. So some similar techniques were used, and obviously things were revolutionized as far as the way media transcended between a Hollywood picture type style as well as a television show type style. This also opened up a lot of doors for television shows being produced in a more groomed manner, rather than just being just very cut and dry produced live. So a lot of the changes that we're seeing in I Love Lucy that we're probably not seeing in shows prior to is the fact that you get to see multiple angles and shots rather than just the one basic straight shot, because you have multiple takes. You're not actually having to deal with completely viewing live, but they had multiple takes, obviously, sorry, they had multiple cameras, so similar to the way a film was handled, you had more than one camera, you had different shots and views to pick and choose from. So in my opinion, just the fact that multiple camera angles were used definitely enhanced the viewer's watching experience. I mean, obviously you didn't have the same straight basic shot as opposed to, me speaking to you one-on-one. We may have, various angles going on. So, yeah, it definitely did change things up quite a bit. And I think it really did make a lot of great changes as far as the way productions and television shows in general are handled. A lot of films now, a lot of TV shows nowadays are very thematical as well. I mean, even the fact, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, for example, that's a very action-packed television show. I know it's no longer in existence now, unfortunately, but for television, that was an extreme amount of action, special effects, which you would normally see in a movie. So that was also just kind of a jump there, but I think it's just very interesting. I mean, nowadays it may have been considered a very simple change, but it was a very big deal, and it opened up a lot of doors to actors who were on one side of the country who perhaps didn't have a means to move elsewhere, or also just didn't want to. So I think that's also just very interesting. I don't know, I mean, I would just love to share thoughts with you guys, see what you guys think. If you have any shows prior to 1951 which you have watched, maybe I can take a look at those. But yeah, I would definitely love to just compare notes, see what you guys think as far as how I Love Lucy may have influenced or changed the way media is handled or approached today. But yeah, I definitely do feel that it opened up a door, and a lot of great things have come from it. But that is just my quick thoughts on that. I will talk to you guys later.